Greetings.
Greetings.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Estoy bien, ¿y tú?
And for those that are on video, this is our normal theme song playing. Video. Video. You can't be weird. I need you to be normal. I'm already gonna be awkward. So.
Welcome
Go ahead.
to the Paid in Full podcast. We are your hosts, JP and Mia. Hello. It has been quite a break for us. So we've been doing shorts, but not full episodes.
We are truly black excellence.
No.
CPT.
No, that's not it.
The next one is probably going to be July, so plan for it.
No, it's because life be lifing. Life and the weeks now are going by as days, and so we're just losing whole weeks. So yeah, but it's coming towards the end of the school year, and we'll get to settle and be more consistent because we do have people who look for us. So hey,
I'm saying July. Now, if it happens before then, good. But if you don't hear from us until July,
then he tried to tell you.
Look that way.
No, that's not me. So this is our first video. Yeah, it's exciting. So you guys get to match the voices with the faces, and yes, this is what we really look like.
I'm gonna try to blink normal.
So, here we go. Are we ticking?
We are.
We're gonna tick in a second. Hey, there we go. If you have never seen one of our podcasts or heard of us, we are a Black with children, married couple, millennials. We're millennials, and we discuss love. We discuss love and relationships through the lens of films and television shows. So I don't know what he did. So welcome. And another little message. It's Mother's Day at the time of our recording. So happy Mother's Day to all of the mommies, would-be mommies, new mommies, old mommies, mommies with 1, mommies with 12, Kiki Wyatt. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
So unnecessary.
So
mommies in heaven, and
all of the mommies. Yes, from every realm. It's a blessing and the hardest job on earth. So, and we're out here to do it. It's a purpose. So, yay, Mother's Day.
Yes.
I
gotta relearn my buttons. It's been months, me. I gotta relearn my buttons.
Just hitting everything. So we are ready to go.
We are ready.
I'm excited about our topic.
I'm excited about you.
Yay.
And Jesus.
So the topic that we are going to sort of dive into today is one that we've been talking about doing for a while, but we're finally going to do it. It is toxic Black couples in movies and television that we love to love, right? We have, quite a little canon of Black films and Black television shows where it shows love and relationships in a specific sort of way. And it's been, I think for me specifically, that's how you learn whether or not you want that kind of love. Ooh, I'm hitting the mic.
You punching the mic, Busta Rhymes.
I saw
Oh my God! Now y'all really get to see her doing karate. Oh no!
I'm a gesture. I'm gonna put my hands like this.
Yo. When I step up in the place and yo, I step back.
So
I got you all in, yeah. And then what Kendrick said to Drake, he gonna come up and just on his head.
Oh, God bless him. So, speaking of toxicity, we grew up, us as millennials, we grew up rooting for specific relationships that nowadays we wouldn't advise our friends to get into, because when you look back on those types of relationships and those marriages, they were not healthy. And a lot of times you see memes and GIFs and things online that says, ooh, black goals, relationship goals. Ooh, I want to be like such and such from this movie. And then you really kind of dig into it and like, wait a minute. A, would that even really still be together today? And B, ooh, he did her wrong. She did him wrong. That was not a healthy relationship. And we are all about healthy relationships, right?
Sure.
We're promoting and spirit fingers healthy relationships in the world. So let's look at some that are not healthy relationships. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You ready, husband?
I think so.
Okay, because I have some that JP has not seen. So I'll speak on those a little bit more.
Please
but
do.
I'm going to start with one that we've both seen.
And do I get my black card revoked for?
No, we are not, because we're not toxic. So first one. These are not in any particular order. I have 10 couples. Of course, we know there's more. Everyone watching, please, chime in. What do you think? What are you going for? So first couple is Harper and Robin from The Best Man. Now we have 3 movies and a Best Man series that ran. That's still running, I would imagine.
Was it 3 movies? It was just 2, wasn't it?
Okay, it might have been 2.
It was Best Man and
Best Man Holiday.
Best Man Holiday. Those are movies.
There wasn't a third movie?
No, in the show.
In the show.
What was
the show was supposed to be like the next movie.
Time out.
Okay.
What was the third movie about? I want to know. What was the synopsis on it?
I don't know. Because the second movie, they teased that Q was going to get married. And then everybody was like, yay, Best Man 3.
Okay.
And it never.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
She was making stuff up.
I was. Yes. But that's why you're here to help. So, here's how we're going to kind of do these. These are like the criteria we're going to look at. What was it about their relationship that was toxic for each couple? What do you think happened after they got together? Because of course the life went on. And then do you think they would still be together now?
Ooh.
Okay. So it's a lot for each one of these, but let's get into it. I want to talk. So Harper and Robin. If you all have not seen The Best Man series or movies, I think the first one came out around 99. The second one was around 05 or 06, something like that. Best Man Holiday. And then we had the series.
No.
It wasn't around there.
Ooh, girl.
Am I messing it up?
You are. Well,
baby, you got the internet in front of you. Let's look that up.
I'm not even doing the internet. I'm just going off the top. The Best Man.
The Best Man Holiday
was like 99. Best Man Holiday was like 2015.
Oh, you're right, because it took them forever to get all of them together.
Oh boy.
What did I say? 05?
You said 05.
I think my brain was saying 15, but I said 05. Okay. So yes, because it took like years. And I think they used that time in the movie too, because all the little kids were big kids, because they were all like grown. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, because they were grown up. And then we had the series, which was what, 22?
About that.
It was around in there. Okay. Okay. So we're just trying to give them a timeline so they can go and watch if you haven't watched. So Harper was played by actor Taye Diggs. Robin was played by actress Sanaa Lathan, and she's up here a couple times, coincidentally.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were
She's the one who bit Beyonce, right?
Who bit Beyonce? Was it her?
Sanaa Lathan.
Okay, stay on topic. So they were I guess one of the only married couples no, I'm saying that wrong. Never mind. They got engaged at Lance's wedding at the end of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the second movie, they were having...
That was already an issue. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
do not... I'm not even gonna cuss. Do not effing propose to somebody at my wedding. At my wedding.
Yeah, it's
that's such a attention seeking thing to do.
It is really, and he didn't have a ring either, so he was just saying it. And it was the weekend where he was considering cheating on her.
Getting your ass beat will give you some clarity. So.
he got pushed. He almost got pushed off the top of a building, and then he proposed.
Make me want to bring back my show Ass Whoopers.
And they were only together, 2 years? It was their 2-year anniversary, so it wasn't. So they were. I don't want to say they were doomed from the start, y'all, but they needed a lot of growing to get to where they were trying to go. And then by the second movie, we got the baby. So she was pregnant, and they had some fertility issues to get to their baby. So they had the baby, and in the third movie,
there was no third movie.
I mean, I'm gonna keep saying the series. My apologies. In the series, we get them kind of trying to figure out where their identity was, and in terms of where they were trying to live and who the people they wanted to be, and it was just doomed. In all honesty, what do you think went wrong? What was going wrong? Because we know from the beginning he proposed to her.
Outside of him being a fuckboy and her being scatterbrained.
That's a big thing.
I think that's the major thing.
Yeah, they weren't talking. I said a lack of communication. They weren't talking the way they should have been talking.
She had like 8 different careers, didn't she?
She did,
she kept jumping from thing to thing that finally settled on a shelf.
She sat on the shelf, and even then,
because in the show she became like a weed advocate or a political advocate or something.
Yeah, she was still doing like the chef thing by the series, but it was like, oh, I want to go now and be a chef on an island and have my own restaurant, and it kind of came out of left field.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he was super, super stable being an author. He was struggling with money because if you don't write a bestseller, you don't get your money. You fly through your book advance. Yeah. So they were like left and right.
Yeah, and he's just his core is just being grimy because he leveraged his friendships for financial gain.
That's what they say.
He did that a couple times.
He did. Yeah, he was really selfish, I think.
Yeah.
And she kept calling him out on that. By the time the series came and they had that scene where they kind of blew up and everybody was there, that was like coming. They had spats before, but that one was like, she was like, you selfish. Like, it is what it is. And everybody was like, yeah, you are kind of selfish.
Yeah. So scatterbrains and fuckboys don't really mix very well.
It don't seem like they do. So we know by the end, spoiler alert.
She went to Africa.
Sorry, spoiler alert. She was going to take their baby to Africa without him. Like, he was saying, no, I don't want to do that. How am I going to ever see my daughter? And she was like, sorry, I'm not going to do it anyway. Like, what? Ma'am, no, you're not. After she had got like arrested and like for like she was protesting or something, and it was a lot. So
I'm so glad we just freestyling this, but that was weird.
It got weird. It was
the whole dynamic was weird.
She became even more like set in what she wanted to do because I guess that was her way of getting back at him through his baby. That wasn't. And I was gonna say which of them would still be together, but we learned that they divorced. They did divorce.
Yeah.
At the end of the series, so they are not together. They don't need to be together. Unfortunately, that little baby gonna have to go back and forth from the United States to whatever country. I don't remember what country she was going to. I don't want to say Nigeria right off the top, but it just popped in my head.
Just say Africa.
We'll just say the continent of Africa.
Just say Africa.
So they are not still together now. What happens after they got together? Well, we all saw all of these problems. One thing that all of our couples are going to have in common as we go through this list,
besides Martin,
it's a lot of Martin. There is some level of unattainability with some of them, some type of distance involved, whether it's like a physical distance or an emotional distance. And then there's an extreme lack of self-awareness. Like if we're thinking about Harper and Robin as people, they acted like they didn't know how they were as people. Like he acted like he didn't know that he's selfish. And she acted like she had her life together and she really did not. So yeah. So that's something we're going to see.
Hi, Drew.
Couples.
Hi, Drew. How you doing, bro?
We have a guest.
Okay, bye.
All right. Harper and Robin's our first one.
The other one. Y'all are so unprofessional.
Oh, let me see.
Did y'all know we were actually recording? We're recording. Okay, bye. Love you.
So here we go. Anything else about Harper and Robin?
No. No, not at this time.
Okay.
Just the end, the last scene where his friends came over and they really didn't say anything. That was kind of powerful and indicative of how men are, that we don't talk. We just kind of just show up for each other.
They have one of those in each movie. And you kind of see like the men who they should be saying specific stuff. Let's put that there. Okay. But they don't. Like you see the first movie, they had the green table and they were out there, like they were chilling, and then that's when Lance like grabbed at him.
Mm-hmm. You good?
Mm-hmm. Then the second movie, they all were together and kind of talking, but they were talking around the problem. And then by the third movie, we see them and it's like, y'all gotta really hold your boy down. Like he is really like Harper by the series. Well, he was rough. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he was down and all they did. But I mean, I guess they did have like hug him and tell him it's gonna be all right. So
yeah, so
he needed his boys.
That was cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm. I do too. All right, let's go to our next couple. Let's see another one that both of us know. Let's go Gina and Martin. Boy. Gina and Martin from the television show Martin that ran in the 90s. It was like mid 90s to late 90s. Am I about right with that? It wasn't early 90s. It might have been.
It was like 90. It's like 92 to like 97.
Okay.
Yeah,
so early. They had a run.
5-year run.
Yeah. So all right. Main thing I remember, because I have not seen every Martin episode, but I saw a lot of the ones where it was like pivotal moments, like those learning episodes where you got the sad music and part 2 next Friday night or whatever. The main thing I remember about their relationship was how much she wanted him to be serious and how much he played around. I think that was like the thing with him. Even when I remember this, when they had the conversation about them getting married and she was like, I want you to propose to me. He was like, he did that funny proposal that was like so messed up because he was really not taking her seriously.
You have to be factual with Martin. There's a lot of people, so I don't want you getting called out. So be factual.
Okay, well, okay. So do you remember what I'm talking about though? Because at first, when he first proposed, it wasn't like serious at all. It was like, I love y'all. I'm gonna propose. You want to get married? Like it was like playing around. And she was like, I'm leaving. Like, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm wasting my time. And then he did the one with all the guest stars coming in.
Was it Brian McKnight?
Brian McKnight was singing singing One Last Cry? Oh, buddy.
Don't give me the line.
All right. Something like that.
I'm not going to play with Martin. I'm not going to play with the Martin shows.
I'm not playing with it.
I know she got serenaded at the park.
Yeah. And they had like each friend came in and gave one message, which was really cute that he involved their best friends with the proposal. And then I remember that wedding episode was a whole like big thing. I remember going home and we were like, Martin and Gina getting married tonight. Like it was like a big thing on TV. And I think he got stuck, like somebody got stuck in the elevator and like he couldn't get to the ceremony. It was like, it was so sitcom-y, but in a way that was, it was like everything was a divine delay. Like it just kept trying to delay. And they had to I think it was like Hawaii outside on the cliff kind of wedding. Mm-hmm. It was pretty by the time they got there, but them getting there, their relationship, it was rocky. Mm-hmm. It was all rocks. For them, I wrote down maturity, I think was an issue. I think, and both of them, I think Gina, after a while, I think she took advantage of the fact that they were together for a long time, which happens. And it's like, well, we should get married because we've been together for years. And Martin just didn't seem like he was ready enough or mature enough to get married. Like that's a major thing. And she was I feel like she may have tried to push him into getting married. And he wasn't for it initially.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Martin was the result of Gina revolting from her parents. He was kind of the guy because she came from a more well-to-do, bougier type of parent. Her father was like a doctor or something, wasn't he? Yeah. So he was more so like the revolt boyfriend.
He's like the bad boy they didn't want him to be with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Gina, and for Martin, Gina was probably more so of the unattainable girl that he actually got. Because in hindsight, in the way that I see it, Martin and Pam actually made a better couple. And would have made a better couple than Martin and Gina.
Yeah, that's a bigger consensus online too, is that they had the wrong two together because they couldn't stand each other, and it can easily translate into some passion there.
Yeah. So
you can click on that. So yeah, I agree. And they're not as toxic in the way of a lot of our couples here.
What's up?
Child, I don't know. But there was, when I think about them, I think about
work
the
through
distance.
these technical difficulties on that side. I'll get that situated.
It's fine. While I'm thinking about in terms of distance, I think that their real life sitcom issues were spilling into the show, right? Because we know at the time, Gina was accusing Martin of some things outside of what he's supposed to be doing on the show. This is well documented, y'all, so I'm not giving any like bombs or nothing. And then it kind of made it difficult to film them together because Gina wasn't, Tisha Campbell, the actress, wasn't comfortable filming some things because of what she what she was accusing him of, and it became a lot. So I think all of that kind of spilled into the show, because I think if that wouldn't have happened, I think the show may have had a little bit more run, few more seasons, and we could have actually seen them really be married and potentially with kids. So I think they just had some maturing to do. Like, I think that was probably their biggest thing. He was goofy and fun, and I think he made her laugh, and I think that's what she needed because she was more of a serious person. But when she needed him to be serious, he wasn't, which is kind of like, what do you expect? Like, he's just that kind of fun-loving, goofy person. But she was like, I want to get married. Why are you joking about this? So there you have that. Again, lack of self-awareness. Seems like she would have thought about this a little bit and like, hey, are we really a match, or was it just fun?
It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. But do you think they would still be together now?
Probably not.
I said no.
Probably not.
I think that she would have gotten some big time job and some other, because she did this. What happened? This is how they separated them on set. Was they put her in another city? They wrote her off, and he was still home. He was becoming more involved in the media. And she was like doing advertising or banking or something that's up high. So I think they would have just kept going. I think the distance would have made it kind of clash. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is exciting. Get my little pen here. Okay. Aside from technical difficulties, we're doing very well. So let's do, I'm going to scratch these off. Let's do another one that we know together. Quincy and Monica. Since we did Sanaa Lathan, let's go ahead and kick her out the way. Get more of her characters out the way. Quincy and Monica from Love and Basketball. This one's actually still going around on my feed right now. I literally saw it yesterday where they were like, think about Q in the show and how he never said he loved her. Entire show was all about what she was trying to kind of force him into, and him just acquiescing. He was just like, all right, you got me. You beat me. Let's go get married. Let's have a baby. Like, it was never him being in love with that girl. And that, my heart hurts for her, because she really just wanted him. And he didn't want her until he thought about, I think what he ultimately did was, it would be easier to be with her than it would be to be with a flight attendant. I think it was just, it's easier. She gonna give me what I need, right? And it's gonna be more difficult to be with a woman who's always away.
Yeah. I'm sidetracked, but because in real life, I'm praying that Bronny James is not the real life Quincy McCall.
Oh no,
it's pretty. So hopefully, Bron keeping it tight at home with Savannah.
He sounds like he is.
And Bronny actually works out, but the fact that he went to USC and had a bad year and still trying to go pro.
And still trying to go play with his dad. Yeah, they were like, how would this work out? I never thought about the fact that he went to USC.
So I'm praying Bronny has a better career
than where he started.
And LeBron is not like Zeke McCall.
Oh, he better not be. Cause
let's go. I'm sorry.
Because Savannah's beautiful. I'm like, are you crazy?
I'm back.
Unattainable. With Quincy and Monica, he was unattainable emotionally because I think they went to the dance. He was like, okay, yeah, I think I'm kind of jealous that she's out with this college dude. Who is this dude? Kind of jealous of that, but okay. Later on, I'm gonna take her virginity. Yep, I did that. And then it was college. They were in a relationship, right? But of course, he was
convenience.
She was the one who was always available to give him the booty that he needed, right? He was dazzling, right? He was this big up and coming star. He got all the girls, but she was the one who was like, hey, if you come over tonight, I might give it up before practice. So I'm serious. And then he was upset about his dad and everything he found out. And then he was like, I don't want to be with you because I can't trust nobody. Out of the blue. And then because it was the excuse in the movie of you're not willing to talk to me and you prioritizing your basketball career over me and my emotions. I don't want to be with you then. Maturity is shot. Like there is none. And then, of course, once they break up, she plays overseas. He goes and joins, I guess they say he hopped several teams before he landed at the Lakers. And then she comes back home after her championship. And
Lord, and he played for the Lakers too.
He played. Yep. He played for the Lakers. I don't know. She came back and she got a banking job because, of course, we know they don't pay our WNBA players enough. So she had to go work at the bank that her dad now owns or something. And then
the WNBA wasn't in existence then. They didn't start until 96.
Really?
Yes. The more you know.
So at the end of the movie, what was she doing?
That was the start.
That was the beginning.
That was the beginning of the WNBA.
Okay, come on then. Come on, history.
You know that.
Lord, did she really wasn't making no money, y'all? Okay, but she was playing over in Spain or something like that.
Yes.
So okay, all right, I'm with you. And then she went home and was like, oh yeah, that dude who I liked, who I wanted to be with forever, he home too. I should go holler at him. And then she go and visit him at the hospital because he had did a ACL or something like that injury. To find out that he is engaged and he about to be married next weekend. Like he about to be married next weekend, girl. So it became like, now or never. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to trick him. I'm gonna try to dangle basketball in front of him and see if he bites. And he did. But he never said he loved that woman. And that's really sad. At all.
And the entire relationship was based off a game that she actually lost.
Yeah.
She lost.
I don't understand.
And then they're going to live off of her
WNBA
$35,000 a year salary.
Yeah.
With the child. And him being as emotional as he is.
Would they have been together today? No.
Absolutely not.
No, because she would have got sick of him always being mad or upset about something because he bitter that he couldn't continue his career, but she can keep going. You know, she's on TNT, ESPN doing stuff, trying to make them have money, and he upset and bitter about the old days and how when I was at USC, I can get all the pussy. And now I can't. Like, seriously, like it just seems like he would just sit on the couch mad.
Been fighting for jobs for State Farm with his daddy.
See, there you go. It was
good hands with old State face ass.
See, so I'm just saying it wasn't meant to be. Like we saw them, we were like at the end of the movie, in the 90s. We were, yeah, they have a baby. That poor baby.
Nick was wild. He was talking about he got 2 a.m. business meetings. What kind of shit is that?
Keep your ass
I gotta go,
Gucci and gold.
I gotta go have this business
You gotta have this meeting. And then she like
at the Fountain Blue.
I'm out here with these meetings and you in here mad. Yeah, he was a lot. That was terrible what he did. And Quincy let that inform his relationship. Like, really, what your dad do is not what you have to do, but he did. Maturity it was just maturity issues. So yeah, what happened after they got together? They probably divorced. I give it 5 years. If they stay together 5 years, I'd be surprised.
They didn't stay together that long. They probably in the timeline. They probably back together now because that little girl is like in high school. She's about to go to UConn or something.
Right. So they cordial. They co-parenting.
Their baby became Angel Reese.
Right. But hey, hey, your baby's Angel. So then
Caitlin Clark, she became a little white girl.
Shut up. So yeah, but they were not together now. Just that toxicity of him trying to be like his dad. Like he was really into his dad, but he tried to act like what his dad did was what he had to do. It was really weird with that. And he broke up with her. And she only had him. She never tried to date women. She never tried to date another guy. She only had him, which is a lot.
I kind of get it, but so he was doing the right thing by following his father. If he just didn't have any like other male influence to show him something different. That's true. Because who else would most of the time they don't have a father figure in their life, so they're kind of figuring it out. So I do give him some grace on that he was trying to follow his father, and then it kind of crushed him.
It kind of it really dropped.
So I get that, but come on, man.
And then you have your coaches and stuff. Like you have other male role models that you can kind of go to, but I think he just it feels like he bottled stuff up because he didn't even tell her that the fact that she didn't stay with him to talk that night, that it made him upset. Like he just was like, it's all good. I'm gonna break up with you. Like you could have just said it made you upset. Like you gotta talk. You gotta communicate. I don't know if you mad. Yeah. So yeah. So Quincy was he was a piece of work.
A fiac boy.
Fiac. In French.
Word.
All right, let's see. Let's keep going. I'm gonna do one that I probably know a little more.
Go ahead. The show is yours. I will just chime in random, unnecessary things.
Wonderful.
Because I do know pieces of it, but I'm just gonna be quiet.
All right, I'm gonna go Whitley and Dwayne Wayne.
Have at it.
From a different world.
Have at it.
So I'm going to reveal as much as I know, because of course I am coming from being a young child in the 90s. So what I remember about the relationship, and it might be a little spotty, so our listening and viewing audience will have to help. Whitley, they went to college together. They both attended Hillman. Whitley was a residential assistant. Dwayne Wayne was well known on campus. He did a lot of by the time the series was ending, he did a lot of rallies and people knew who he was. So they were dating. First thing he was dating first was oldest daughter from Cosby Show. Hold on.
Denise.
Yeah, no, not Denise. Oh, I guess it's second older. Lisa Bonet's character.
Denise.
Her name was Denise.
Sandra was the oldest.
Oh, there you go.
Fact check. Denise. I told you. I know this.
That's why I got him.
I know
so
this.
He did. He was into Denise big time. She cute. She light skinned. Yeah. And then that one didn't go over. So then it was Whitley. So Whitley used to get on his nerves big time until she didn't. Until I guess it was like, oh, she kind of actually cute. So she was kind of like ill Dwayne Wayne at first until she wasn't, and she was like, he could probably get it. So they date, of course. It runs its course, right? They're dating. We were like, yay, we love them together. They were the it couple of the moment, right? Because they were so loving, and she would say her little she was very pampered and spoiled. And he would check her like real quick, like, no, you're not gonna be spoiled with me. Get out my face with that. And she was like, yes, take me now. So then we get them breaking up. They break up. Mm-hmm. He moved to Japan and found a girl whose name began with a K. I do not know. They used to
Konnichiwa.
Whitley used to rip her name up, which was like a whole thing. It was like Kiki, something.
Kuche.
So of course, then he comes back to Atlanta. And that's what human is. And then Whitley finds out he's engaged to the Japanese, the black and Japanese lady, the Blackanese lady. So then it became a whole thing. So then Whitley gets the senator's eye, right? Because she was in that society.
How old was the senator?
I feel like he was like at least 10 years older. Yeah. And she was working on his campaign, and it was a whole thing. And he was like, yeah, I think you would make a cute senator wife. Yeah. And so we see I don't know if it was the finale. I think it was the season finale of that season where famous Dwayne Wayne comes in. Whitley is getting married to the senator. He come in and literally begs her to be with him. I remember the time because I think my aunties were in the room. Grandma was in the room. My mamas with sisters. It was a whole cacophony, y'all. Yes! Yeah, girl, marry that man. Go get your man. She ran down the aisle. We were like, yes! Ooh, God, yes, marry that man. And everybody, like, the whole cast came out. Everybody was cheering, and he, like, carried her out, right? So.
Stop right there.
I was going to say, so, ... That moment. I gotta sit on that moment.
Stop right there.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep this short. He could have had you. He could have had you. Just say, for example, this is May 16, 2010.
Oh Lord.
And you get let's just call him Rico. Let's just call him goddamn Rico. Rico come bringing his ass down that aisle at 11:15 a.m. on that Sunday. Mm-hmm. Talking about he professing his love. He could damn well have you. I'm leaving. But before Rico make it out of there, Rico's gonna get ass whoopings. Anybody who cheered. I'm talking about babies, giraffes, cousins.
Everybody.
You're getting your ass whooped. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna go about my life. Mm-hmm. Rico could have you.
Okay.
That was bullshit.
Yeah, because
we're back.
Nobody was, well, except her mama. Her mama was the only one that was like, no, stop, get away from her. The rest of them were like, yay for us. And Whitley and Dwayne are back together. Even though they clearly spent a bunch of money on his wedding, right? This man up here truly loves her. Like, he was really good for her. She would have had this set life, and everybody cheered.
AWT. At least 10. No, I'm gonna go. That's gonna be a special. That's gonna be at least. Let me see. We was in Vinings, and I think the nearest police department was probably about 10 minutes away.
Yeah,
they gotta get the call, drive down,
drive up the big hill,
drive up Bell Ferry. Figure out which floor. Gotta take the elevators. You getting a good 15 to 20 of
timing out the fight
of AWT.
Yeah,
and then we out.
It was so.
And I'll see you. We probably be Facebook friends now, but he could have you.
It's problematic. It's problematic that they cheered. It's problematic that they rooted for something that they all knew. They kept breaking up. Like, everybody knew when they would break up. Y'all rooted for a couple to get back together and be married. Like, it was, because we didn't see them get married. Just the next season they got married off camera, basically. And so then they were broke. Like, they were struggling. They ain't had a lights on the house. Furniture got taken. Like, they were on the struggle bus, which is another whole message by itself. You gotta be broke together. But in that moment, that wedding moment, that interruption, still to this day, people talk about, that's goals. You want this man. He can't seem to let her go, and he want to be with her so bad that he's willing to ruin that other man's life. F him. Like, it became like a major, like, Black love goals thing. And it's not. They kept breaking up. There was a reason for that. I know.
Beating up
Right?
my mics. You gonna buy me
I'm
some new
sorry.
microphones.
I'm sorry, boo. They kept breaking up, right? So there's a reason why y'all are not compatible. Like it wasn't supposed to work out. And then he interrupted the rest of her life with that moment. The rest of her life that would have been stable, and she could have had a couple babies. She would have had the life that she had always wanted, instead of like sitting on the floor because they ain't had no they ain't had no furniture. She had a t-shirt on and some scrunch socks sitting on the floor with some candles because they were struggling. He fed her. He fed a dream to her. He just kept feeding it to her and was like, we're going to be all right. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. Even though she could have been with the senator. And I think about if they would still been together today, she probably left him and went to go find that senator, honey.
No, they probably still together.
You think they still together?
Because like Dwayne was pretty.
He got it together.
He had he had money, so
yeah. After a while,
I think she would have found some peace in that. But if the senator eventually became like the president or something, she might have just threw that out there every now and then when they got an argument.
He probably definitely had another woman, like a wife. He found another one that was meek and mild and did that. Because then Dwayne, I think he sold a video game. Like he sold an educational game. And because he used it to announce, she used it to announce that they were pregnant. And I think by that time the series was ending. Okay. So it was a cute little phonics game that he created. So yeah, maybe.
He made hooked on phonics.
Maybe. I don't know. It was cute. It was like a little baseball. So he might have had some money eventually, but
oh my God.
Distance, emotionally distant. And it wasn't until he went away and got that other lady that she was actually like, oh my God, I want him. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Because I'm going to go to one that's kind of like that. When somebody goes away and that's when the person wants them.
AWT.
Let's go Darnell and Mia, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Classic movie. Awesome soundtrack. Regina King. I know, I was going to say Hall. No, King. Fabulous. Of course, we got Martin Lawrence back in there. Thin Line Between Love and Hate. So it wasn't until I think Mia, well, no, because she was kind of unattainable the whole time. But she started dating what they call the chicken box dude.
Chicken King.
Chicken King. That he was starting to feel a certain way.
Came up there with a biscuit meal, man.
It wasn't until that happened that he was suddenly like
Mrs. Winters, her son.
Mrs. Winters' son. It wasn't until then because Mia was always a home girl, right? She was always it, and she went away. I think she was in the army.
She was in the military.
Some military branch. Military. Okay, there we go. Fabulous, adorable, cute. She knew who he was. She knew he was a womanizer because he was. That's what he did. He dated many women at once, got what he needed, and dumped them. So she could read him for filth, basically. And it wasn't until she actually found somebody who liked her that he started having stirrings. So, I'm thinking, okay, I wrote womanizer over him. So that was a big problem. Mm-hmm. That's a big problem. And then he found that one, Lynn Whitfield. Lynn told him, leave me alone, little boy. You don't want none of this. And then he kept pursuing. And then she was like, I said, leave me alone, little boy. And he would not. And he worked his little magic and he got up in there. Yeah. And then he thought he can kind of toss her out to the trash like he does every other one. But she was crazy.
You think?
She was very crazy. Mm-hmm. And then we get this whole scene where she becomes like magician stalker, like leaving threats and threatening Mia, right? Because that became a thing.
She broke down his car in front of the police station. She took the windows, tires.
In front of the police station. Yeah. She beat herself up to blame it on him. Like the woman was throwing her arm against the wood door or throwing the door against her arm to break her arm to say that he did it. She is crazy. That's a crazy one. So he learned real quick. And then I think you get the whole scene, the finale scene, the act 3, where him, Bobby Brown character, he out there, they having to find a lady They in there fighting and scrapping. She trying to electrocute them. Like, it became a whole thing. And then they fly out a window. All of them break through the glass, which I'm like, how did you fall through glass?
You fall through glass if it's not.
But they live in California, right? So buildings like that are built to withstand earthquakes.
That's not factual.
They're not, because it seemed like they would have earthquake proof.
It's not factual, but let's
keep
it going.
All right, well, they break through glass, y'all, and they fall into the pool. So basically a near-death experience, right? And then they get together after this near-death experience.
Which is not going to work because it's, what's it called when you trauma? Was it trauma bond, or you get with somebody after it's like a catastrophe, like in Speed?
Yep.
Yeah.
She was, because she said it was, relationships like this don't last because it's built on this moment.
Yeah. So that wouldn't have worked. And then
they won't be together.
The bigger issue is that, don't quote me on this, I don't know, but like past experience, and not my past. Let's go ahead and get that out the way.
Yes,
not my past experience, but Martin probably would have eventually went back to Winfield because crazy women have great
stuff, great cheesecake.
Yeah.
So that's what they say.
She would have got rehabbed, and she rich. So
yeah, she was rich,
and he would have just played it a little bit more closer to the vest with her, rather than he would have said that he's reformed and all this stuff, and he's sorry, and she would have took him back, and yeah, and
then he would have just been getting slapped around his house because she would have been an abuser. Damn. Yeah, she's like, she would have slapped him, just slap him around a little bit, and he's like, hey, but the money's worth it.
Yeah, because that, and she put it on him.
Yeah, he called Bobby and talked about it. She caught him and she scared the mess out of him. That's some funny stuff. That movie, if you guys haven't seen it, it's like 97-ish. That movie is great. It is so funny. So yeah. Mia, I think, was a victim in that. She didn't ask for none of that. She it all because of his lifestyle. It spilled over into her life because he liked her. Like, it could have been any chick that he liked at the time. Crazy chick still would have came after whoever he liked. So Mia never asked for any of that. She was a military woman on the up and up. She had a little boyfriend. She was getting winding down with a chicken guy. Fine. However you do it, do you, boo. She asked for none of that. And then suddenly your best friend is with you. So, yeah. Okay. So we have 5 so far.
Yeah.
Let me see. What are we looking at time-wise? 1, 2, 3, 4,
47.
5. Okay. Oh, no, we did 6.
Yeah. And transparency, we still on the free version of this.
Where is it going to stop?
StreamYard. It's not, but
okay.
StreamYard. I call it Streambird. The first time, like it's a damn chicken.
Let me see. We'll do one more.
We are going to upgrade it, but this is pretty cool.
Okay.
So we can put our own stuff up.
Yes.
Got this damn duck in the right corner.
The Streambird.
Hey, keep it up there if you want to sponsor us.
I know. Hey.
I can make some cartoon ducks. Just talk as ducks.
So let me do a couple of honorable mentions before we do our last person, our last people. Honorable mention, Marcus and Angela in Boomerang. We got another womanizer situation.
I don't remember nothing about that movie except Earth the Kid. But
yes.
Like I said, if my black card, I'm willing to give up my black card.
He hasn't seen it yet. It's okay. It's one of my favorites ever. So
I have no interest in watching that.
That's okay. Darnell and Mia. Oh no, we did Darnell and Mia. Darius and Nina and Love Jones. Toxic. They just didn't talk.
That's another one. I just don't have
an opinion, and it's okay. And then I got Sydney and Dre Brown Sugar. They could be considered toxic only because of they played too many games. Yeah. They were too much game playing there. So let's end it. Let's do our last couple here. Let's do Yvette and Jody from Baby Boy. All black people know them because they play the movie on BET all summer long. And we see it a lot. Like they just, at one point, BET just put on Baby Boy for 3 years and just left it. So problems with Yvette and Jody. Number one problem, maturity. because that's the whole theme of the movie is that he wasn't mature enough to be a man and to leave his mama house and to go start a life, but yet you got these babies, you popping babies out and with all these women, and you don't have your own place. You keep bringing me babies. That was a thing. So maturity with him was already a problem.
Some bail.
I'm
gonna throw some bail
for Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some bail.
And what's our girl name? Taraji. That's Taraji. Wasn't it her debut? Actress debut?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got little Taraji.
All right, so
Taraji P. Henson. Bail for Jody. I'm listening.
Where would Tyrese have learned to be a man? There wasn't any mention of a male figure in his life, and he was only what 19, 20?
Yeah, I think he.
They were like 19, 20.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how old they were supposed to have been. Yeah. And he had an older brother, but Mama put him out too. So because then the older brother got into some trouble, and Mama was like, "Nope, you got to go."
So where would this have men, this man training have come from?
Yeah, because he only had his mama. That's very true, and it's very evident even now.
Fuck boydness aside.
Yeah. Where would he have gotten the guidance to become a man the way his mother defined manhood? Because it was based on her saying, okay, you grown up enough, you grown enough to make babies, you grown enough to go out and do what you need to do to go and be. So that is I want to say it's a very Black definition, but that's what she was thinking. And she was a young mom, and she was like, look, I'm tired of being with kids. You still here. I had you when I was young. I'm sick of you. You need to go on. You bringing me more kids, and I got to watch my grandchildren now, and I'm 35. I'm sick of this. Like, for real? So I don't want to be no grandma.
So she was like 15.
She could have been, yeah.
If he's 20 and she's like 35.
She looks, Mama got a highlights. She was between 35 and 40. Yeah, she was a young mom. And she was like, I've been there, girl. You was just in love with a man. Like, and she had 2 boys.
Yeah, so that's the big thing. It was because he was immature, didn't have the proper. He was trying to figure it out, and what he thought was a man. He didn't see a real man. So I'm glad that Melvin.
Melvin showed
did
up later.
Eventually come into his life to try to give him, because he was fucked up too.
Yeah, Mama attracted him.
At least they could potentially like bounce ideas off of each other. Because Sweet Pea, he was no better.
No, he wasn't. He had the same situation.
So
yeah, he had his mama and his grandma living in the same house with him, and he was still in there playing Xbox, and they were mad. Y'all didn't talk about me.
Yeah, so
some unstable creatures.
So that would be the biggest thing for me. Like I said, we get the immaturity, but how mature would you expect to be at 20?
At 20, yeah, because that's young.
Yeah.
And then Yvette, of course,
she
was young. Like when you young and you in love and everything, all you want is who you want. And she had her baby, and she had his name tatted on her boob, and she was like, you my man. But you out here messing with other chicks. And she was like, you already got this baby mom on the side. She about 16, 17. She underage as I don't know what. So I got to already deal with her. And now you out here finding condoms in your car. You out here with Pandora. She work at my job. You get on my nerves with this. Like, it was a lot of lack of maturity.
Yeah. So I actually think that they would work out, because
they had to grow up.
They eventually started growing up, and then they were trying to seek different, because they were a product of their environment, and it was almost like a cycle.
Yeah.
If they were trying to seek different and grew up, and
then they would have
worked something out. So I think that they eventually would have.
Yeah.
It'd been ghetto as hell.
Yeah, but it would have been them together.
It would have been their ghetto fabulous self. So I dig that. So I'm giving a little bail on that.
They needed some, and if they, after a while, you get to know the person you're with. They have that awareness of the person. They could grow to be like, it's me and you. we gonna do this. So it's got to be a decision.
And circling back, like I said, an ass whooping will give you really good clarity. And Jody most definitely got the shit knocked out of him.
Being Reigns licked. Being Reigns licked his hand. I was like, oh my God. He was like, Mama. He choked him out of him.
So Harper,
yeah,
Jody, and whatever dude would have walked his ass down the aisle for me.
Yeah. The way he went. They would have all caught it. Yeah.
What I call
Rico down the aisle. I don't know what Rico, y'all.
An ass whooping will give you some clarity.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. And so I told him some. I'll accept the bail that we threw.
Okay.
That'll work.
Give him some bail.
Yeah. What happened after they got together? They probably had a lot of babies.
They had she was pregnant again.
She had that pillow underneath her shirt at the end of the movie.
No.
So they probably had about 3. I gave him 3. And then hopefully he got a good job where he won't selling stolen dresses from
he started Fashion Nova.
Yeah. He took his stolen dresses and put them online, right? And then he got a store. Yeah, there you go. And then he sold his store to Fashion Nova.
He invested in Temu.
Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, or Shein, like he invested in something, and there you go. Ooh, we got some money, boo. So, because she was still working at the call center,
and he got some 20-inch rims as opposed to little ass 10s.
They some 10s. So there you go. So that's baby boy. So I think most of our couples we don't think would have stayed together. There had to have been a whole lot of intentional decision making to kind of shed some of that toxicity that was started. Because man. We said the only 2 we thought would be still together was Gina and Martin and Yvette and Jody. So, and that's an intentional, like, we need to be better. We got to be better. So that's wild. Okay. So yay. We did it.
Oh, I hit the right button.
Yay. Thank you for joining us.
This show ain't over.
It's not over?
No.
Okay,
you
so
only
we're
got
back.
your anniversary going. We go. Thank you for joining the Paid in Full podcast. She wants it to be over, so it's gonna be over.
No.
She like I said, she did this last year before our anniversary. So I think Alzheimer's starting to settle in.
No.
All right.
Stop. So we celebrate our wedding anniversary.
Which anniversary is this,
man? Week.
What year is this?
14.
Okay.
Yes, our 14, 1 and a 4, which is crazy. Like 1/4, our 1/4 anniversary. I don't know what like jewel it is. I haven't looked at those since the first one. The first one's paper. So we're celebrating this week. So we're excited. He still wants to be married. So yay. He's saying like he don't love me. So there you have it. We're I don't know. I guess we'll put something up. We'll put some really cool pictures up online.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you guys can see us when we were young. Okay. So but other than that, we're just gonna get through this week. It's the week before the last week of school, so
good job, man. You did good this year. I'm proud of you. You put in a lot of work.
Thank you. I'm getting ready to graduate, y'all. Grad school. Getting up out of here. Oh no, we gonna put a stop right now. So
word.
I don't know what else gonna happen in the future, but hey, whatever my story is, that's what it'll be. So. But yeah.
Okay. Now you can start your closing.
Okay. So thank you for watching the Paid in Full podcast. We are available on all social media platforms.
Available on social
media.
All of them.
Yes. So come back and see us. Join us again. We're gonna do video again before July. Thank you.
I'm willing to bet.
We are.
Otherwise.
This is fun. We're at our home. This is our home. So we're gonna make it work. The next one will be Jai because she wants to do
a short.
So we'll have a Jai short coming up probably this week. So thank you guys for joining. Share us. Pass us on.
Who won Drake versus Kendrick?
Kendrick. Kendrick one.
Hey.
Must on the beat, hope, depot, nigga, here, feet, dope, man, damn. Help lambs, tell him, please go. Nella nigga to the cross, he walk around like Jesus. So what's these jabroni ass
freaky
niggas?
Ass, freaky ass. Industry a fan. Peace out, man.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible.